super proud of our team to play against a tough UCLA team who, they give people problems. But I thought we did a good job of disrupting. And then I thought our fans did a great job of just lifting us up, even through our woes on the offensive side of the basketball. But once we got it going, we felt their presence.
Dawn, I know you've had her for 4 years and probably stopped quitting being surprised, but does it ever surprise you just how dominant Bree can be on every end of the floor doing everything that needs to be done?
No, that's what she does. Bree's been our, utility player. She gives us what we need at any given time. I think what I love about her is she's walking in her truth, and her confidence is at an all-time high. Because it wasn't always that. You come into our program and you're asked to be the not even asked. It just happened. It developed into her being the fourth or fifth option of our offense. When she came in as the scoring the most points in the state of Illinois, that's a huge feat. But it took her time to just really relax and see where she could find spots to be effective. And now that she's a senior, she sees it. Like, we're very, very comfortable with her being out on the floor, and we'll miss her dearly. Like, we'll miss the fact that we're comfortable. Like, we're comfortable with her. Like, there's certain things that we don't have to say over and over again because she's the coach, in the huddle, and she's the coach over, in the dorms, and she's the coach in the hotel when we don't know play calls, and they have to get together and get the play calls and make sure they have them.
Pete Iacobelli.
Pete Iacobelli with the Associated Press. Dawn, you're a coach. So as good as you guys played defensively, as part of you sitting there saying, hey, we only had 25 points in the first half, and we better pick that up.
Yeah, we have a tendency to shoot ourselves in our own foot with just sometimes we're rushing. If we're just we're so amped up. Like, I got some players that just really want to win so bad, and they really think that they can do it in like one possession and one shot. Until we just calm down. But we also have to play into that as well. Like, Zaya wants to win. Zaya wants to, and then Zaya will want to shoot the ball every time because she creates her own rhythm, and sometimes as a point guard, I try to tell our point guards, give her a shot. Like, give her a shot that we could expect so we could go rebound. But Zaya's going to have those times in which she's just going to rear off and deviate. I'm fine with it. I got to let her express herself the way she needs to express herself. And the way we rebound the basketball, we could afford ourselves a possession or two here or there.
I've got four in line, starting with Chantel.
Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. How much of Camila's growth from last year to this year is just her confidence maybe coming into play, or her understanding exactly how good she can be?
I think once you've been to a situation, like once you've transferred and you were used to being the focal point, and then having to come to our team, and she was a focal point for us, but she just wasn't ready. Sometimes young people just aren't ready to walk into that because of whatever it is, terminology. You just aren't comfortable. You didn't have a year under your belt with them. They don't know you. You don't know them, and it just took some time. But I do think Camilla went home for basically all of the summer, and then when she came back, she just came back renewed with a really good understanding, and then Raven Johnson's healthy, so she has some familiarity and some comfort in being on the floor with Raven.
Got 5 questions left. I've already got them in line. Gabrielle?
Coach, I asked your players this, but this is the second time this month that y'all have taken a team that brought you close and been able to dominate. Why are you able to do that? And, what is it about your players, but also the scout?
I don't know. I think we all make adjustments. We all see where we can do better. Like, do-overs are pretty good if you win the game or not. To see if you can make some adjustments. But I just think we're much more mature basketball team. We know each other. We're a lot more linked up. We communicate a lot better. We've developed our, our grad transfer and Kiara Fletcher, and then Raven's grown up, and we understand our roles, and because of that, we're a much leaner basketball team than we were in November.
Back in pink.
Now, we've seen Bree Beal kind of slowly rise up those WNBA mock draft boards. I mean, because of games like this, just what makes her such an attractive pro prospect the closer and closer we get to the draft?
I mean, she's seasoned. I mean, she's smart. She's a willing passer. She's knocking down her three ball. She's getting to the basket. I mean, she's an elite defender. And she's someone that can play a complementary role. But she does great things. Like, she's a stat filler. So you're gonna need somebody like that on any, like, it doesn't matter, because a lot of people say, go where you fit in and go with the style of play. And any team, any of the 12 teams, there are 12, right? Any of the 12 teams could utilize a player like Bree Bill. Like, you don't have to worry about her. She's going to come to practice. She's going to work. She's going to come early. She's going to leave late. She's going to communicate. She's going to be low maintenance and high performing. Like, you ask any WNBA coach, if they could have 6 of those players, they're going to take them. They're going to take them without a doubt, because it makes their job a lot easier.
Pete Hannity in the back.
Dawn, were you able to change the flow that UCLA had this game compared to the first game based on a study of the film? Because it just seemed like, whereas in the first game they led a good ways, maybe tonight they just didn't really ever kind of have any offensive flow.
I think that, when you play somebody for the first time, it, and they played zone, they played sagging, and they really hadn't played that way in the beginning of the season. So although you may be anticipating it a little bit, I thought they would play a lot more man than they played the first time around. So it took some adjusting to, but we were ready for the sagging, the zone. I mean, I know it didn't show in the amount of points that we scored, but we got good looks, and I just thought that for us, they were really, really sharp in November. Like, they knew what they wanted to get. And our defense wasn't as sharp as it needed to be. But now that we had a chance to look at them and feel them and see where they want to get some shots, we just try to disrupt, try to make them catch it a little bit further out, have a little bit better rotation, call the switches a lot earlier, and just decrease the amount of times that they got wide open looks. Now, you see when they got wide open looks, they knocked them down.
Right here in the front on the left.
Lauren Wing, the Daily Bruin. When Emily Bessoir went down in the third quarter, you took a timeout of your own. Coach Close had talked about this in the presser too, but if you could speak to your relationship with Close and also what you were thinking in that moment.
I mean, I don't like to see players go down, like, in any situation. And if we can control the situation, we can get, because you never know what type of injury it is, so you want to get medical attention over to them as quickly as possible. And I mean, it was the right thing to do. I mean, it was the right thing to do to make sure that young lady was okay. And I know Corey. I would have done it for anybody, though. But I know Corey well, and I know the type of coach and person that she is. She would have done it. She would have done the same thing had one of our players went down.
Final 2 questions to ESPN.
Coach Staley, we have all 4 number 1 seeds on the men's side out, 2 number 1s on the women's side out. Your team hasn't even left the door open for your opponents. Has there been even more of a, I guess, thought that you don't want the opponent to get that idea that they could pull an upset?
I mean, we're watching. Obviously, we're watching with just enjoying March Madness. And yeah, it does. It does make you a little bit nervous when you're in the driver's seat, so to speak, it being the number 1 seed. That teams are lurking. Does it force you to just tighten up a little bit more your game plan and making sure that you're crossing every T and dotting every I? Yes, it does. For me, I'm going to rely on the habits that we formed all season long. And if we do that, I mean, we've won every game. And I just hope that we're able to play like we played, for the 34, 35 games that we played. That's my prayer for our team, is to do that.
Final question right here.
Hey, Don, Corey Diaz with the USA Today Network. From your vantage point, Camilla chases down, gets the block. How freakishly athletic is that? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm just wild. It's wild to me, so I just want to know what you thought about that play.
I mean, she had one the first time that we played that was pretty special. Camilla's a competitor. I know she smiles a lot out there on the court, but she's a competitor. I mean, she's super athletic, she's quick, and she knows how important uncontested baskets are. Like, you cannot give teams, because you never know what it'll turn into, because people get momentum off of plays like that, on both sides of the basketball. We get momentum when we see her make a play like that, and obviously it's contagious. Nobody wants to get scored on, and everybody takes it a little bit more personally. And thankfully, we have Camilla on our team doing things like that.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.